best, you got them for a breast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Dre Broadcasting Network as we are bringing you the season kickoff for the Precision Racing League American iRacing Sunday Series live here on Dre Broadcasting all season long. My name's Dave Everly, and I will be here bringing you the action call by call, as right now they are out on the track putting down some qualifying times here. See who is going to be taking the pole here at the start of the season. We are here in sunny Daytona, Florida. That's right, Daytona, Florida. Season kickoff. Can't wait. Should be a great season. Last season was a hoot, but that's all in the past. Now we are here for the season starting here tonight. This is the Ford Entertainment Group Shifter and Handbrake 95 live at Daytona here on iRacing. Well, as these guys are putting down some lap times here, it looks like Dale Robertson is going to be taking the early lead here in qualifying, as we are still waiting to see how this is going to turn out. As we take a look, we got some newcomers to the league this season, such as Rory Collins, Brandon Walters new this season. We got David Flowers, Matthew Cessna, Donovan McCart. Got a couple others like Kyle Souza. He is here. We've also got some regulars coming back, such as Craig Hawkins, Paul D. Johnson's here, Jeffrey Ford, John LaBeouf, Dale Robertson. Also looks like Stephen Aguiar is going to be back, Chris Perez, Ronald McManus. So we've got a lot of our regulars here as they are out here trying to put down some lap times here, as we've only got less than 2 minutes now to the start of the race. Right now, man on point is going to be the 22 of Matthew Cisna. He is sitting currently on pole, but there's still a lot of people that need to put down lap times, such as Josh Mayu, Jack Honeycutt, Craig Hawkins. Taking a look here, just kind of going down the list here. So we got a bunch of new names, so this will be an interesting, great season here, starting off tonight, every Sunday night, here live on the Dre Broadcasting Network. Tell you what, if you like what you see and you're interested in checking these guys out, check out their website, precisionracingleague.com. You can get all your series information right there, so check them out. You can also check them out on iRacing Precision Racing League as well. Taking a look at tonight's temperature, it's track temperature's up there pretty high. It's 76 degrees with a track temperature of 104. The wind out of the northeast at 9 miles an hour under partly cloudy conditions. Also, folks, remember last season was the first season they went to the open setup, which they are still, as far as I know, still running this season. So these guys are running open setups here tonight. Want to thank all the fans out there that have made this year in Dre Broadcasting as exciting as it has been. We have hit our milestone of 500 subscribers. So I want to, it's all because of you guys. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for coming back and checking us out. Thanks for tuning in here as we bring you exciting leagues and exciting racing here on Dre Broadcasting Network. As we take a look here, qualifying's now over. These guys are going to be start gridding up. So we're going to give them a couple minutes to grid up here, and then we're going to go down over the starting order. As we take a look, these guys starting to get gridded up here, so we're going to go down over our starting order here tonight. Taking a look. Man on point tonight, newcomer 94 Stephen Harry taking the pole. James O'Brien sitting right there in second. 22 Matthew Cisna starting third. James Howard fourth. Donovan McCart starting in your fifth position. Jack Honeycutt, another newcomer, starting in sixth. Starting seventh, Eric Roberts. Trevor Wright starting eighth. Starting ninth, David Dreckman. Dustin Hall starting in your 10th position. Brandon Walter starting 11th. Daniel Woolborn 12th. Craig Hawkins 13th. Colton Lane 14th. John LaBeouf start rounding out your top 15. Starting 16th tonight is going to be David Flowers. 17th, Paul D. Johnson. 18th, Johnny Pierce. 19th, Dale Robertson. Eddie Hawks rounding out your top 20. 21st is going to be Rory Collins. Zach York starting 22nd. Starting 23rd tonight, Jim Westerfield. Jeffrey Ford starting 24th. Stephen Walter starting 25th, the last one to put a qualifying time down. Kyle Souza starting 26th. Stephen Aguilar 27th. Brandon Massey starting 28th. 29th, Chris Perez. Josh Mayu 30th. Derek Pemberton 31st. Ronald McManus rounding out your field in 32nd position. These guys now starting their pace lap here as we are being led by the 94, Stephen Harry. He's got the 9 of James O'Brien on the outside. So this is going to be interesting here. These guys now coming through turn 1 and 2, going down the backstretch, ready to go. Green Flag Racing to kick off this season here on Dre Broadcasting Network and the American iRacing Sunday Series, sponsored by Precision Racing League. As these guys side by side here, ready to get some green flag action. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there in the chat, tell me who you're rooting for. Tell me who you think's going to win. We know it's Daytona. It's plate track racing, high speeds. Anything could happen. Are we going to see the big one tonight? We're going to find out in just a few short moments as we are going to be going green flag racing. As the pace car brings them out of turn number 4. Getting ready to go green flag racing for the first time here tonight. Pace car is off. And green flag is out. We are green flag racing here at Daytona. Season kickoff here for the Precision Racing League. Taking a look out front is these guys are getting grouped up here side by side. James O'Brien, he is going to take the early lead. He's going to jump down in front of the 94 of Stephen Harry, taking the lead from the outside. So he is being pushed right now. But don't think that is anything, because that outside lane is going to get formed up and be coming in a hurry. Outside lane there being led by the 2 of James Howard. Getting a little bit of help as they're starting to get grouped up here, but that inside lane looks like the place where it's being right now. Being led by James O'Brien. He is going to lead the first lap here at Daytona. As these cars are up to speed here, they are just pushing around this track. As we said, it is a crapshoot here at Daytona. Anything could happen. I will not be surprised to see people from the back of the field coming up as these cars are pushing in excess of 190 plus mile an hour here at Daytona. That's right, these are the B cars, the Xfinity cars. They race the Xfinity series here on Sunday nights. As it looks like the inside lane is still the place to be here. Outside lane starting to make a little ground, because here comes the 2 of James Howard. He is going to get door to door with James O'Brien, and James Howard is actually going to lead that lap. So he is going to jump down in front of James O'Brien. We're going to see a lot of leapfrogging here tonight, as they are going to, as soon as they get up front, they are going to jump down and take a lead in the lower lane. "95 laps here tonight at Daytona, so they've got a long ways to go. We're going to see at least 2 to 3 pit stops here tonight. Will they be under green flag, or are we going to have cautions? We're going to find out. As we are actually going to jump here on the in car with James O'Brien right now. See how he's working that draft, because I'll tell you what, the one thing these drivers got to be aware of, not only in the draft, is they can't bump draft in the corners, but they gotta watch their temperatures, because in the draft behind another car, that temperature is gonna rise up, and they gotta be careful, because they could definitely get too hot and blow that engine. As we see James O'Brien, he's going down low. I don't know if he's having a little bit of a technical issue, but he drops out of line and is dropping towards the back of the field. Also, right there, 14 of Paulie Johnson. This might be a teammate thing here. I don't know, but 14 is actually Kyle Souza, also down low. That's unfortunately going to make them lose the draft, as we have a new race leader, 3 wide up front, 3 wide for the lead here, as it looks like Colton Lane is our new race leader, but it looks like that is going to be the 01. The 01 machine. He is going to be taking 3 wide. That is going to be Jack Honeycutt, as he's finally able to drop back in line there in front of the 911 of John LaBeouf. So it looks like that outside lane is the place to be, because here comes the 10 of Daniel Wilburn. He's got 16 of Johnny Pierce all over his backside, as they both actually clear the 2 of James Howard, and they both drop down together taking that lead. I mean, Johnny Pierce is not getting off of his nose there. Let's take a look here inside his cockpit of Johnny Pierce. I mean, he is just all over that back bumper, all the way around the track. He is pushing him for dear life right now. As we're starting to get spread out a little bit, we have another pack back here. That is going to be with the 55 machine of Stephen Walter. He's leading a little pack. They're a little ways off of the draft, but there's 5 cars there, but they're not really working together right now. Not the place you want to be. You want to be working together to catch that lead pack. As there's looks like there's going to be right about 4.5 seconds in between them, or 3 seconds between them and the last car in the lead pack. That's going to be the 94 Stephen Harry, as we saw him take the pole here tonight. He's currently running back in 19th position, so he kind of drops back here. So let's go back here. It looks like James O'Brien and Kyle Souza, they're starting to work together there as they're trying to get caught back up here, but they're way off pace right now. Paul D. Johnson, he's sitting in 18th position. He is sitting just right behind. He has got the 94 Stephen Harry right behind him. Is they're actually caught the draft of the lead pack, so they're just right there. But so far, good running here tonight. 8 laps completed. We are still looking 88 laps to go, as these guys are hammering around the track here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in here for the season kickoff with the Precision Racing League. Oh, we got a car spinning. I'm not sure who that is. Let's see if I can get a number there. It looks like that might be the 16 of Johnny Pierce. It was. Let's see if we can get that on instant replay here. See if we can see exactly what happened. As we put the Dre Broadcasting instant replay here, focusing on the 16, he is being pushed there by the 60 of Colton Lane coming through the dogleg. Looks like maybe a bad bump in the turn. He gets turned. He keeps it off of the wall. Good job there by the 16 of Johnny Pierce, as he keeps it off the wall, gets it back out on the lower part of the track here, and gets it back up to speed. No damage to the machine. As he's now got the 9 of James O'Brien and Kyle Souza passing him. Maybe he can collect in here, make this a 3-car pack. But up front, we are still being led by the 10 of Daniel Wilborn. He is leading John LaBeouf, pushing him hard on the outside. We have James Howard. He is being pushed by the 45 of Eddie Hawks. Eddie Hawks didn't really have the best season last year, but he's looking to make amends for it here tonight. Start the season off right. Make sure to hit up the chat, guys. Check us out on YouTube, Dre Broadcasting Network on YouTube. Come out in the chat, type it up. Let's hear you guys. We have got a heck of a race going on right now. Pretty much front pack here. Let's see, I think the 55 or 94 is still the last one. So we got 18 cars here in the lead pack. Eric Roberts, he has got him in the 78 of Ronald McManus. Craig Hawkins is back there. Also, Stephen Walter back in another pack here as we are under caution. And it looks like that's going to involve the 22 of Matthew Cisna. So let's take a look here at the Dre Broadcasting replay. See if we can see what happened here. But as we focus on the 22 of Matthew Cisna here. Oh, it looks like it might have started. Oh, the 70 just come up, made contact. 35, 33 involved. And so it's not the big one, but it is going to collect quite a few cars as we are under our first caution of the night here at Daytona, being led by the 911 of John LaBeouf. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to hear an interview with one of your favorite drivers, make sure to put it out in the chat. Let us know who you want us to talk to, and we'll see what we can do about talking to some of your favorite drivers out there. I do believe we are going to see the field come down on pit road as the 911 of John LaBeouf is going to bring him down onto pit road. Yes, it looks like everybody coming down to pit road for the first pit stop of the night here on lap 12. Good looking shot of the cars coming into the commitment cone there, as all machines are now down on pit road. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be getting an update here soon, and from what I am hearing, Tuesday during the update iRacing, we're going to be releasing the pit crew animations, so we're anxious to see if we're going to be able to see those. So here before long, you might be able to see actual pit crews jumping over the wall and changing those tires, as it looks like Zachary York stayed out, so he did not come down pit road. He elected to stay out, as he is our new race leader. Dale Robertson, he is going to be just waiting on the line here to cross over so I can see. Actually, Zach York did pit. He was the first off pit road. He may have just taken 2 tires, but it looks like it's going to be Zach York, Dale Robertson, James O'Brien, Eddie Hawks, and James Howard are front 5 here off pit road. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get a race interview in, I think. All right, we got a request here. We're going to talk to Brandon Massey here in the 11 machine. So let me see if I can find him here. Let's get a word with the 11 of Brandon Massey. Brandon Massey, Dave Everly up in the Dre Broadcasting booth. You got a copy? How it going? We got a request to talk to you. So how's your race going so far? Yeah, most definitely. Now, you guys are running the open setups again this year, correct? Oh, 100% fuel load. That's definitely going to be good. So tell us, do you have any particular pitch strategy you don't mind telling, or are you just kind of going with the flow right now? Well, definitely an interesting paint scheme you got going out there. Can you tell us about your My Little Pony paint scheme? Well, I tell you what, we might have some fans at home that definitely enjoy that My Little Pony car. So, last season, didn't that probably have the season that you wanted, so what can we expect from you and your team this season?
Into this season strong.
Or 10-4 on that. So, well, looks like you're probably going to be getting the 1 to green this time by, so we'll definitely be watching out for your bright blue rainbow My Little Pony car. Maybe we'll see it in Victory Lane tonight.
Hopefully we get there and not the wall. I'll take that though.
All right, well, good luck there, and hopefully we'll talk to you after the race there, Brandon.
Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Brandon Massey. Now, taking a look here at the My Little Pony cars, so definitely interesting. So this is one good thing about the league. We are back 1 to green right now, and it looks like Zach York is going to be our race leader. Eddie Hawks is going to be starting on the outside. James Howard, John LaBeouf in the second row. Third row, it's going to be Jack Honeycutt and Donovan McCart. So Got some newcomers up here. As you heard here, folks, they are running 100% fuel. So, open setups. So, each car is different. Who's got the car to win the first race of the season? Well, as we are getting ready to come here into turn number 3, getting ready to go green flag racing once again here at Daytona. Ready to get these big V8s. Just to warn, we've got, right now, we have 25 very fast machines still out on the track. All of them a chance to win. We do have a couple that are on pit road a few laps down, but their pit crews are working hard trying to get those fixed as we come out of turn number 4. Getting ready to go green flag racing once again here at Daytona, here on lap 16. Pace car is off, green flag is out. We are back green flag racing as they punch the pedal and get these engines a-roaring. Here, as you see, we've got a lot of cars that are in single file, but Zachary York leading this field here into turn number 1. As you can hear those engines, man, I tell you, there's nothing like the sound of hearing these big V8s roar around the track. As we take a look here, this, you know, the Goodyear blimp was good to bless us, so let's take a look here from the blimp as we watch our front runners. Looks like that second lane is dying there with the 01 of Jack Honeycutt, but James Howard was able to take the lead. The 19 of Zachary York jumps back up to help that outside lane there as they are starting. I tell you, that outside lane, it's the longest way around the track, but if you got the cars, it is a fast lane. As we got Viper 316 out there in the chat, he is rooting on Brandon Massey. You got Jim L, he is out there rooting for Stephen Harry. You got Andrew Ken out in the chat. Jesse Hutchins is out there. Doo-Doo's out there. Malcolm's out in the chat, so thank you guys for tuning in tonight here as we are doing the season kickoff here with the Precision Racing League. Definitely taking a look as that outside lane looks like it just kind of fell apart. Everybody electing to go single file as they are running. Still got one up front trying that outside lane, but he is all by himself here as he's just not able to get down. That is going to be the 2 of James Howard. James Howard not getting too much assistance, but he does have some help coming here as another car drops up. As you see these cars jockeying around, they are trying to get air under their hood, cool those engines to make sure those engines do not blow. Well, guys, these guys are running 100% fuel. So we're looking 30 to 40 laps they can do here on a tank of fuel. So, but with the pit with cautions though, they could definitely extend that as they can save fuel on caution. Another good thing is other than the guy out front, which is right now the 911 of John LaBeouf, these guys running back in the draft, they don't have to use as much fuel. They usually can run right about 3/4 throttle and still keep up, but not burn as much throttle. So the guys back here in the draft, they can kind of lay off the throttle a little bit and save a little bit of fuel if they need to. But taking a look here, we still have 77 laps to go here tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take this time here to step away for our first commercial break. We'll be right back here on the Dre Broadcasting Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dre Broadcasting Network. As you've seen from our split screen, we had the big one. That's right, a lot of cars involved. James Howard, Matthew Cisna, Chris Perez, all down on pit road behind the wall, but still down on pit road. We got a lot of cars taking damage. So, as we are being led right now here by John LaBeouf. As you are watching the Ford Entertainment Group Shifter and Handbrake 95 by the Precision Racing League American iRacing Sunday Series season kickoff here at Daytona. As I take a look, I mean, we still got a lot of cars down on pit road. Only 7 cars out on the track right now, so a lot of cars got damaged. So I wonder if they're going to be able to get back out on the track. Only 12 cars still on the lead lap. Still down on pit road, Trevor White, Josh Mayu, Kyle Souza, Eddie Hawks, Zach York, Jack Honeycutt, James Howard has retired for the night, Stephen Walter, Brandon Massey, Ronald McManus, Eric Robert, Jim Westerfield, David Flowers, all down on pit road, Rory Collins, David Dreckman also down on pit road. So a lot of cars got damaged. Only 11 cars still left on the lead lap. Pit road, definitely the place to be right now. Don't know if any cars made it through without any damage. That'll be left to seen here, as we currently still have got we got a few cars back out. 11 cars on the lead lap. Johnny Pierce back out on the track. He is the first car a lap down. Actually, he's the only car 1 lap down right now. So the question is can everybody get their vehicles fixed and get back out on pit road? Still got 72 laps to go here. Second caution of the night. Let's go ahead and take a look at our race report so far here tonight. We've had 2 cautions, 8 lead changes already. So, been an interesting race as they've been swapping the lead, but with that big wreck, though, that's really going to hurt the field there. As I said, we have only 12 cars on the lead lap, or 11 cars on the lead lap, but only a few cars out on the track. As we see the 23 machine coming back down on pit road, Paulie Johnson. The 16 of Johnny Pierce and the 10 of Daniel Wilburn. They're coming back down on pit road. 94 Stephen Harry back down on pit road. Dale Robertson down on pit road. Probably trying to get some more damage fixed. Here under caution as we are back 1 to green. Going back up front, being led by John LaBeouf. He is leading. He has been led 9 laps here so far tonight. So we had the big one. I mean, unfortunately, that took out a lot of cars here. I mean, that took out well over half the field. Eleven cars back out on the track, all moving as they are getting grouped up here, coming into turn number 3, getting ready to go green flag racing for the 3rd time here at Daytona. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, this is Daytona. Plate track racing, bumping, drafting. Unfortunately, when there's a wreck up front, got nowhere to go, and a lot of cars can get tied up as we've seen. So right now we have 10 cars on the lead lap. The 16 of Johnny Pierce, the first car lap down here, as we are getting ready to go green flag racing. As the pace car is now off. green flag is out. We are green flag racing once again here at Daytona International. As John LaBeouf gets a great jump there on the start. He is being pushed by the 1 of Craig Hawkins and the 94 of Stephen Harry. As we see another car coming off pit road, that is going to be the 21 machine and the 14. As we see the 9 machine there of James O'Brien. The season before last, he was a season champion, so he's looking to come out of here with a win to get his season started off right. We are 3x3, 2 deep, or 2x2, 3 deep. Here is actually James O'Brien drops the 1 in the 44, drops down into that inside lane there. The 94, Stephen Harry, he is going to jump to the outside there. He's going to use the 1 of Craig Hawkins to try to push him past the 911 of John LaBeouf. Yeah, unfortunately, see here, we got the 14 of Kyle Souza. He is back in 9th place, but he is way out of the draft there. Dale Robertson, he is sitting right there at 8th as he is with the draft. We see the 94 of Stephen Harry. He was able to get around the 911, but that outside lane, it just looks like there's too much. There's some damage on those cars. They're just not able to get that speed there. Take a look here. We've got Brandon Massey. He is coming back out on the track here in his My Little Pony. 13th position, 2 laps down. Going back up front. We are under caution. Oh, that's going to involve the 94 Stephen Harry as we pull up the Dre Broadcasting Instant Replay. Let's see if we can see exactly what happened here with the 94 of Stephen Harry. As we see the 94, he was leading, coming through the dog leg. Oh, a push at the wrong time. He goes around. He is going to get some heavy damage. Another car hit him, unfortunately. Oh, that's not how he wanted to end his night here. As we are now 68 laps to go here on our 3rd caution of the night. Currently being led by the 911 of John LaBeouf. Paul D. Johnson, he is sitting right there in 2nd position. Craig Hawkins sitting there in 3rd. Donovan McCart, he is up into 4th currently. 5th is going to be James O'Brien. Dale Robertson is going to be sitting 6th. Stephen Harry still sitting in the 7th. Kyle Souza is sitting at 8th. Johnny Pierce, it looks like he might get the lucky dog there if he didn't get involved in that incident. Get back on the lead lap. So right now, only 8 cars left on the lead lap in the early stages of the race. So taking a look here, 8 cars left on the lead lap. Stephen Harry down on pit road getting some damage fixed. He is smoking heavily right now. He is getting some damage fixed on his machine. John LaBeouf, our current race leader, only 8 cars left on the lead lap. As we see our race leaders down into pit road as we speak, coming down, getting some tires and fuel. Unfortunately, Brandon Massey has retired. No, he is back, but he looks like he may have got some more damage as he's down on. No, he's still out on the track there as he's trying to get some laps back. So right now he is 4 laps down. As we see the race off of pit road, right now I'm showing John LaBeouf, or Donovan McCourt, our new race leader. The 61 machine of Josh Mayu, he is sitting right there behind Donovan McCourt. He is 2 laps down. Stephen Harry just went a lap down here. is currently still got a lot of cars down on pit road getting damage fixed, as we still got a lot of ways to go. 66 laps left here at Daytona. Taking a look here, only 8 cars left on the lead lap. Kyle Souza, he is going to be the last one on the lead lap, as he is just now rolling off pit road, trying to get some more damage fixed on that machine. Donovan McCart is going to be our race leader there. So as we are taking a look here, so right now as they are starting to get grouped up, next time around we should be getting the 1 to green. Only 8 cars out on the track as we speak right now with Kyle Souza. He is going to be the last one. It's the 16 now making his way off of pit road there. He is back on the lead lap. He is currently running in 7th position. He's got some damage on that machine. So I don't think there's any cars out here that does not have any damage. Maybe the 911 of John LaBeouf. I don't think he's got any damage. And maybe the one of Craig Hawkins. But question is how is this going to play out with only 8 cars left on the track after having 30 cars start the race here tonight? As they come out of turn 4, I do believe the pace car is going to turn their lights off here, as we're going to get ready to go back green flag racing here at Daytona, as we see a couple more cars electing to go down pit road to try and get a little bit more damage pounded out there. As the lights on the pace car do shut off, we are back 1 to green, going green flag racing next time by here on lap 32 going on 33. $64 laps to go. Right now, Paul D. Johnson, James O'Brien, and Dale Robertson down on pit road, trying to get some more damage fixed out. It's all 3 of them now making their way off pit road here. Is the lead cars here are now coming out of turn number 2, going down this long straight stretch here at Daytona. As we are coming into turn 3 and 4, these guys getting ready to go green flag racing here. Taking a look, only 9 cars on left out, or 8 cars out on the track here. It's Brandon Massey making his way back off of pit road as we are getting ready to go green flag racing. That's going to give us 10 cars out on the track. As the pace car dips off, we are getting ready to go green flag racing once again here at Daytona. As the 44s getting a good push from the 1 of Craig Hawkins, the 911 of John LaBeouf, no help on the outside, as he is just going to easily let the front 2 lower line go. Question is, can he drop in behind him, or is he going to continue to lose spots? And he does. We are back single file here on lap 33 of 95, 63 laps to go. 44 of Donovan McCart trying the outside, but Craig Hawkins is going to get a push from John LaBeouf and become our new race leader here. Is John LaBeouf has led 13 laps so far here tonight. Wilborn has led 6, Howard 5, McCart 4, York 3, and James O'Brien leading 1 lap here so far tonight. James O'Brien, he's sitting back there in the 4th position as they are electing to go single file here. Well, not really much of a choice though. I mean, only 10 cars here, but only 8 of them are on the lead lap. As we are still single file here, taking a look back, I think, Kyle Souza's out of the draft. He is back in 8th position on the lead lap. Josh Mayu, he is sitting in 9th. He is currently 2 laps down. And Brandon Massey, he is running back in 10th, currently 4 laps down, way under pace. But he is keeping it below the yellow line so the leaders can go around him, not getting in their way as they are we currently got a battle up front here between Craig Hawkins and John LaBeouf. John LaBeouf trying the outside, just not able to make it there. Is Craig Hawkins putting up a heck of a fight on the inside. Here comes the 23 of Paul D. Johnson. He is going to be pushing the 911 of John LaBeouf. He is going to push John LaBeouf past Craig Hawkins, and LaBeouf dumps him. He dumps him, takes over the race lead as our new race leader is the 911 of John LaBeouf. But here comes the 9 of James O'Brien. Looks like Paul D. Johnson's going to be, nope, James O'Brien is going to let him out. There goes the 1 of Craig Hawkins. He's going to try the outside. We might have some 3 wide going on here, as it looks like Paul D. Johnson thought about going in between them, elected not to, as he is out running on the outside lane, pushing on the 1 of Craig Hawkins, James O'Brien. But behind James O'Brien, Dale Robertson has lost the draft, so he is losing time right now. He does have Donovan McCart behind him, but a good ways. So just right now, it looks like these front 4 are it here, as the 1 of Craig Hawkins dumps, once again, the 23 of Paul D. Johnson. Here comes the 911 of John LaBeouf. He is going to jump up in front of Paul D. Johnson. We got a 3-car train on the outside with Paul D. Johnson and the 9 of James O'Brien, as they're going to push the 911 back in front of Craig Hawkins. And here comes Paul D. Johnson. This time, John LaBeouf doesn't drop down. He does now. But Paul D. Johnson still got help from the 9 of James O'Brien. We did start the field with over 30 cars. We had the big one early. We're now 59 laps to go. Only, taking a look here, only 7 cars on the lead lap. But we only currently have 7 cars left out. No, 6 now. 7 cars out on the track. As Donovan McCart has taken his car down on pit road. Going back up front here, the 911 of John LaBeouf. He is blocking that outside lane. Dale Robertson is caught back up to the draft. So now we have 5 cars here in the draft. As James O'Brien drops down underneath to give a push to the 1. But the 911 of John LaBeouf also does that. Now Dale Robertson, he is going to give a helping hand here to the 23 of Paul D. Johnson. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I know we don't have many cars, but let's go ahead and crank these sounds up so we can hear these cars roar. even with just a few cars, I love hearing those cars roar by as those engines are up to full speed. Now, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is just the first race of the season. Next week, December 10th, we are going to be at Richmond International, so it's going to be a short track race. So we go from plate track to a short track. That's right, next Sunday, December 10th, we are going to be at Richmond International Raceway here for race 2 with the Precision Racing League. And take a look here, John LaBeouf still leading, James O'Brien sitting in second, Craig Hawkins third, Dale Robertson sitting in fourth, and Paul D. Johnson, not sure what happened to him, but he has lost the draft tremendously as he is way back there, as it looks like he is going to pick up, I do believe that's the 14 of Kyle Souza, who's currently 1 lap down. So Paul D. Johnson losing a lot of time. He must have got out of the draft there. So right now we have a 4-car battle. They are battling with the one of Craig Hawkins trying that outside by himself. Nobody electing to go with him, as he is just going to end up falling right. Nope, Dale Robertson is going to let him get down in front of him. They're going to go single file as the 9 of James O'Brien. He is going to jump up. He is going to challenge the 911 of John LaBeouf for that lead. Well, as we take a look here, we do have some teams here for Ironic Sim Racing. It's going to be Eric Roberts, Ronald McManus, Brandon Massey, and Ken Caruthers. No Fear Racing is going to be John LaBeouf, Trevor White, David Flowers, Matt Cisna. Sim Nation Racing is going to be James O'Brien, Paulie Johnson, Chris Perez, and Brandon Walter. Simtech Racing is going to be Johnny Pierce, Eddie Hawks, Dustin Hall, Dale Robertson. Overclocked Motorsports is going to be Daniel Wilborn, Colton Lane, Stephen Harry, and Kyle Souza. Blown Gasket Racing is going to be Craig Hawkins. Ford Entertainment Group Motorsports is Jeffrey Ford, Jim Westerfield, Josh Mayu, and Rory Collins. And Devin Coleman Motorsports is going to be Cole Woody. And that's going to be our team so far here in the Precision Racing League. So they do race teams. So it'll be definitely interesting to see how this is going to play out. As we've still got the 911 of John LaBeouf leading, Dale Robertson second, James O'Brien sitting in third, Craig Hawkins fourth, and Donovan McCart, 44, has elected to take their car behind the wall. Same with the 55 of Stephen Walter, taking their car behind the wall. Here's, we are coming up on 50 laps to go. Lap 45 of 95. We're getting close to the halfway point of tonight's race. So these guys are taking a look here. We've only got 9 cars out on the track. As we see the 29 of Jim Westerfield, he is back out on the track trying to turn some laps. Every point is key here, trying to get in for this championship. So he is out trying to turn as many laps as he can to gain as many positions as he can to try to get the best points he can. Brandon Massey, he is currently 7 laps down, still out on track, running in the 9th position. But Donovan McCart, he is elected to end his race early and gone behind the wall. Josh Mayu, he is currently out on the track. He is 5 laps down. While the 14 of Kyle Souza, he is still currently 1 lap down. And then Paul D. Johnson, he's got to be careful though, as he's still got the 14 of Kyle Souza behind him. But he is hoping on a caution to try to get caught back up to this field. As we still see a lot of shaking and baking here from the front here on lap 47 of 95. Right now, front four, all on the lead lap here, racing together. Paul D. Johnson, he's the last one here on the lead lap. Then you got Kyle Souza, Josh Mayu, and Brandon Massey still out on the track. Also, Jim Westerfield. So they're out trying to turn as many laps as they can. Points, I mean, it's all about the points. If you can get out there, turn some laps, gain some positions, it's definitely going to be key come the rest of the race season. As we now approach the halfway point here, these cars kind of broke off into two teams here. You got James O'Brien now leading, being pushed by John LaBeouf. Craig Hawkins and Dale Robertson working together just a little bit outside of the draft. Now, bonus points that these teams will get here tonight. Qualified on the pole gets you 2 bonus points. Leading the most laps gets you 2 bonus points. Leading a lap will get you 1 bonus point. And the fastest lap during the race will also get you 1 bonus point. However, you gotta be careful though. If you get 3 incidents and less, you can also get 1 bonus point for that as well. Now, after the first 9 rounds, the top 12 in points will be eligible to participate in this year's playoffs. Race winners during the regular season will get into the chase. Remaining spots will be filled by regular season points. Now, once the regular season is over here at Precision Racing League, the top 12 will have their points reset, and they'll start from there. Following round 2 of the playoffs, the bottom 6 of the contenders will be dropped. So first race, it'll be 12, second race 6, and so on. So they are actually adding a playoff here with Precision Racing League this year. So that's also new. So definitely interesting there as far as some changes made here in the Precision Racing League. Rory Collins, he is back out on the track here. He is currently being showed 36 laps down. But he is back out on the track to try to make up positions here. As we see Jim Westerfield, he's 30 laps down, but he gained about 5 positions there as he has now moved up into 17th position. As we see him and the 23 of Paul D. Johnson working together. Paul D. Johnson trying to use any help he can to try to get back up to that lead pack, who's still being led by James O'Brien as Craig Hawkins trying to get a run on the outside with the 3 of Dale Robertson as they are side by side here with just 44 laps to go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take this time to do our second commercial break of the night. We'll be right back here on the Dre Broadcasting Network with the Precision Racing League season kickoff here at Daytona.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dre Broadcasting Network, as we are bringing you the Ford Entertainment Group Shifter and Handbrake 95 with the Precision Racing League American iRacing Sunday Series season kickoff here at Daytona International. We did have the big one earlier. Only 5 cars left on the lead lap, but Paul D. Johnson now in jeopardy of going a lap down. That's right. We are about to have only 4 cars on the lead lap as the leaders are making their way around the 23 and the 29 as they are working around here. See if Paul D. Johnson jumps down here to get the draft. He does. He tries to jump down behind the 1, but unfortunately he is already 1 lap down. So that leaves 4 cars on the lead lap. We have 13 cars out on the track trying to better their position. Now, we did see Jim Westerfield. He was in 17th. He has now moved up into 13th position. So even though he is 31 laps down, he is still gaining positions here. So he's going to be close to getting maybe a top 10 if none of the other drivers are able to get their cars back out on the track. Still down on pit road, we have Brandon Massey on pit road, Stephen Harry, Daniel Wilborn, Trevor White, Dustin Hall, Jeffrey Ford, Zachary York, Colton Lane, Brandon Walter, and Jack Honeycutt. Ronald McManus and David Flowers still down on pit road as we speak, as David Dreckman and David Flowers are actually, David Flowers down on pit road, but David Dreckman back out on the track trying to gain some positions here. He is 43 laps down. 95 laps. We are on lap 60. We have 36 laps to go here tonight. 36 laps here in the first race of the season. Once again, these guys do not have no quick fixes, so they have to take care of their car, but unfortunately the big one took out a lot of cars as they're down on pit road trying to get damage fixed. Checking back, Paul D. Johnson has caught the draft of the lead pack, but he is already a lap down, so unfortunately he's not going to be battling for position. John LaBeouf leading 31 laps here tonight, leading the most laps so far here with 35 to go. Dale Robertson sitting in second, James O'Brien sitting third, Craig Hawkins in fourth, and Paul D. Johnson rounding out your top 5 right now. As we are on the first race of the season, the race, I think there's 12 in the series. So let's take a look at the season schedule here. Taking a look here at Precision Racing League's schedule. Daytona tonight, we got Richmond next week. Then we have Michigan International on December 17th. Then we have 2 weeks off. We come back on January 7th for Las Vegas, Bristol, January 14th, then to Charlotte on January 21st. January 28th, the All-Star Race, which will not be broadcasted, but they are having an All-Star Race on January 28th. February 4th, Iowa. February 11th to Texas. February 18th, Phoenix. February 25th, Watkins Glen. March 4th is going to be Kentucky, and then the championship race is going to be March 11th at Chicagoland. So definitely tune in each week, because these drivers are going to have their hands full with some of these races. Taking a look here at tonight's race report, we are 3 cautions, 16 lead changes so far here tonight. As we have 8 drivers that have led laps, with John LaBeouf leading the most. He's got 31 laps led. Then we got James O'Brien leading 8, Daniel Wilburn 6, John Howard 5, McCart 4, Hawkins leading 3, Robertson 3, and Zach York leading 3 laps as well. So all those drivers are getting the bonus points for leading a lap. As we got our front 5, they are all running together here right now. Looks like Paul D. Johnson actually got in front of the 911 and John LaBeouf, but Paul D. Johnson 1 lap down, so that's not for position. So John LaBeouf still running in 4th. Paul D. Johnson's trying to get in front of the leader somehow to get back on the lead lap. These guys have been out here for 34, 36 laps since their last pit, so we are going to be seeing some green flag pit stops here soon. Are all 5 going to pit together, or are they going to break up? That's the question here. Pit strategy, pit strategy, pit strategy is going to play key here. If they're all going to, one thing they definitely don't want to do is pit by themselves. Well, ladies and gentlemen, they can now pit and be able to make it on fuel, as these guys have went 35, 37 laps since their last pit. So they'll be able to make it on fuel once they do pit. Question is when are they going to come down in and get their last tank of fuel and tires here? As we know, tires ain't very important here at Daytona. You can get by with just 2 tires here. We've got some more cars out on the track. Eddie Hawks is back out on the track. Eric Roberts out on the track as well, trying to get some more positions. Rory Collins still out on the track. Dustin Hall, he's got a heavily damaged machine, but he is back out on the track. Trevor White, Ronald McMahon back out on the track here. These guys are trying to gain these positions. Jim Westerfield, 31 laps down, but he is up into 11th. 10th place is Donovan McCart, but he's 28 laps down, so Jim Westerfield has a chance here to get a top 10 finish, even though being multiple laps down. Going back up, Dale Robertson, he moves up. He's going to let James O'Brien take the lead there. I'm not sure if maybe they're just kind of swapping because he was getting warm. But he moves up. He's going to let the inside field there go. Paul D. Johnson is now going to move in front of him as he is trying to work his way back on the lead lap. "28 laps to go. That's all we got left here at Daytona. 28 laps. Question is are they going to be able to finish? When are they going to pit? They should be cutting down pit here within the next, I'd probably say 5 laps, but don't quote me on that. I could definitely be wrong. As we see these front 4 here battling it out. Right now it's James O'Brien leading. Craig Hawkins sitting 2nd. Dale Robertson 3rd. John LaBeouf 4th. Paul D. Johnson, he is sitting right behind the one of Craig Hawkins, but he is a lap down. But he is also in 5th position. They do not pit this time around, so they're going to go another time around here. These guys got to be getting low on fuel. Dale Robertson trying to get a run on Paul D. Johnson, but he has no help on the outside, but he is making it work. Using a little bit of that side draft as he is actually caught up and beside the one of Craig Hawkins he actually overtakes the 2nd position with no help. He is out there by himself, man. He is, I don't know how he's doing it, but he has no help. But he has caught the race leader. He is battling James O'Brien there for the race lead. One of Craig Hawkins, he jumps up to give him a hand. John LaBeouf gets around the 23 of Paul D. Johnson. He is going to go and give some help there to the 9 of James O'Brien. Is Dale Robertson still all by lonesome on the outside, but making it work. Dale Robertson still working the outside by himself here, as they are now over 40 laps since their last pit. So I guess they proved me wrong, but got to be pitting here soon. 25 laps to go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take this time for our final commercial break of the night. We'll be right back here on the Dre Broadcasting Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ford Entertainment Group Shifter and Handbrake 95 here at Daytona. Season opener for the American iRacing Sunday Series, Season 8 in the Precision Racing League. As we have a new race leader, that's going to be the 9 of James O'Brien, as he is our new race leader. Dale Robertson sitting right back there in second, but he's got a little bit of a gap there to try to get caught back up to James O'Brien. John LaBeouf sitting third, and Craig Hawkins, he is sitting fourth. Paul D. Johnson, he is currently fifth, 1 lap down, as it looks like we are now just 19 laps to go. You see the 45 of Eddie Hawks, he is working to the outside there of Paul Johnson. He is currently 38 laps down, so he is not battling for position. He's just trying to get some laps back here, as he is trying to get around the race leader to get back 1 more lap down to 37 laps. $18 laps to go. Top 3 right now, James O'Brien, Dale Robertson, John LaBeouf, as we have been caution free now, as they just completed their final pit stops of the night. So no more pit stops needed to be able to make it here, as the 3 of Dale Robertson is giving a good push to the 45 of Eddie Hawks, as he is going to drop down in front of James O'Brien, and same with Eddie Hawks. So right now, Eddie Hawks now only 37 laps down. Meanwhile, our front 2 guys are battling. Third place, he's got a little bit of a gap here. He's about 4 seconds behind James O'Brien, and Craig Hawkins is pushing him, but it's actually growing. They're losing time to that lead pack there, as they have 4 cars in that pack. So John LaBeouf is actually losing time right now. It's now 4.583 behind the 9 of James O'Brien. As we go on the in-car with the 1 of Craig Hawkins, as he is pushing for dear life, trying to get back up to these front lead pack areas. They're coming up on 2 more cars. Looks like they might be running a little slower. I don't know if they could use that draft to try to close that time, as they are 4.6 seconds behind. Oh, big wreck. Oh no, unfortunately John LaBeouf got taken out there, but no yellow flag. Wow, let's see if we can go back and take a look at that. That was highly unfortunate there for John LaBeouf, as they tried to split 2 slower cars. Oh, that's really unfortunate there. As we see the 911 of John LaBeouf and the 1 of Craig Hawkins pushing, working together, as they come up on 2 slower cars. The car gets into the wall, and unfortunately makes contact with John LaBeouf. He suffers some heavy damage. He has actually blown his engine there, as he is smoking heavily. That is really unfortunate. He's down on pit road. Right now, that's just Dale Robertson leading, James O'Brien second. That's going to put Craig Hawkins in third, but unfortunately, he is losing major time to the front 2. He's now 8.2 seconds behind second place of Dale Robertson. That is going to move the 23 of Paul D. Johnson up into 4th, 1 lap down, as we are now taking a look here, in just 15 laps to go. As we take a look here, is Dale Robertson using the 45 of Eddie Hawks to try to get around James O'Brien. Dale Robertson would love to come away with the win here at Daytona. Craig Hawkins sitting right there in third. He is now almost over 10 seconds behind James O'Brien and climbing, so he is losing time because he has nobody to work with him. 95 of Jeffrey Ford back out on the track there. He's got some heavy damage. but he is trying to make up some positions. Jim Westerfield, he is 32 laps down, but currently sitting in 90, so he has actually cracked the top 10. Eric Roberts, he is sitting 36 laps down, but he is sitting in 10th position right now, so he's going to come away with the top 10 here. Josh Mayu, he's 9 laps down, he is sitting in 7th. Johnny Pierce, 24 laps down in 8th. Kyle Souza, 5 laps down in 6th. John LaBeouf, still down on pit road, 3 laps down now, sitting in 5th, and Paul D. Johnson sitting 4th. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune in next week because Sean Zulu will be back in the booth to call the race at Richmond next week. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it here tonight, but that's fine because I got you covered. Calling the action here on the Dre Broadcasting Network. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for all the subscriptions, all the likes. You guys have been great. Made Dre Broadcasting a success this year with over 500 subscribers in the year. Definitely couldn't ask for anything better. So once again, thanks to all the viewers, all the fans out there that tune in, week out here on Dre Broadcasting Network. With just 12 laps to go, we are currently being led by the 3 of Dale Robertson. He has got the 45 of Eddie Hawks right behind him, and the 9 of James O'Brien. He is going to try to go around Eddie Hawks there with no help, but unfortunately it's just going to be single file as our front 2 are separated by a lap car. Craig Hawkins sitting there in 3rd. He is now 16 seconds in gaining. Paul D. Johnson, he is sitting there in 4th, currently 1 lap down. Well, going back up front here, Dale Robertson still leading. Now 10 laps to go. That's right, 10 laps to go. Can he hold off James O'Brien? Is James O'Brien sitting in 2nd? As he is trying to make his way around the 45 of Eddie Hawks. Can he get around him to get up and challenge? But the only thing is will Eddie Hawks following if he goes and gets in front of the 3? So he may be trying to make some backdoor deals here to try to get some help here. Craig Hawkins looks like he has caught the 14 and Paul D. Johnson, so maybe these two can get hooked up and get moving here, as he is now 20 seconds behind 2nd place James O'Brien. Lap 87 of 95, 9 laps to go here, as the leaders are now actually coming across the start-finish line. So it's going to be 8 laps to go, or 7 laps to go, as they cross the start-finish line. Coming here on the close is James O'Brien, still trying everything he can. Craig Hawkins, Paul D. Johnson have actually hooked up here a little bit, but still losing time to the front 3. He's kind of slowed it down, but we are under yellow. That's going to get Paul D. Johnson back on the lead lap here, as we take a look here at the 99 of Brandon Walter, as he was involved in this incident here, focusing on the 99, a bunch of lap cars all running together here, as the 99 looked like the 28 tried to go down underneath of him. The 28 and 78 all involved. Ooh, the 94 of Stephen Harry there gets around, but the 99 goes on his lid. Let's go into the cockpit with the 99 machine and take a look, see what happened, what that ride looked like there. as he went up high. And that 28 came down, contact made, around they went. And he got hit hard into the wall as he goes into a spin. But what is this going to do? This is going to tighten that field. Is taking a look here at Dale Robertson. He is our race leader. He's the race leader. James O'Brien's going to be sitting in second. Craig Hawkins third. Paul D. Johnson, he's going to get the lucky dog, though. He's going to get waved back around, get back on the lead lap. And they're also going to be bunched up here. So, but unfortunately, Paul D. Johnson's going to have to start at the end of the longest line due to the fact of receiving the lucky dog. So he might have some lap cars to deal with here. They are catching the field here. So right now, 3 cars on the lead lap. We are looking 7 to go. So we're going to have about 4 or 5 laps to go when we go back green flag racing. These guys do not need to pit. They are good on fuel, so they do not need to pit here. As Dale Robertson is currently leading, so he is getting some laps led here tonight, them bonus points. But unfortunately, with these laps, John LaBeouf is actually going to get the 2 bonus points for leading the most laps. So John LaBeouf is going to score those bonus points, even though he is currently still down on pit road. Paul D. Johnson gets the wave around the pace car. He is back on the lead lap as he is going around the field here to try to get back up. So we've got about 2 or 3 more pace laps here until we go back green flag racing. Dale Robertson's leading, James O'Brien second, Craig Hawkins third. He's going to get caught up with this field, so they're going to be bunched up here. Paul D. Johnson back on the lead lap. Our top 4 all on the lead lap. Kyle Souza is going to be the first car lap down. He is currently 5 laps down, sitting in 5th position. Six laps to go. They're going to get 5 laps to go. I don't think we're going to get the 1 to green, but we do have some cars electing to go down on pit road here. Looks like all the lap cars electing to go down on pit road to try to get some damage fixed. We are 5 laps to go. Should get the 1 to green next time around here as we take a look at our race leaders. Paul D. Johnson, James O'Brien down on pit road. They are getting fresh tire and fuels. Don't know if it's going to make much of a difference. We are going to have to see. Dale Robertson, Craig Hawkins selecting to stay out, not go down pit road. They are about 16 laps since they last pitted. James O'Brien sitting in 3rd, coming off pit road. Paul D. Johnson down on pit road, trying to get a little bit more damage fixed here while he has time to try to be able to keep up with this lead pack. Should be getting the 1 to green this time to go. That means we are going to get the green flag with 3 laps to go. Coming out of turn 3, we're going to keep an eye on the pace car, see if the lights go off. Is Paul D. Johnson now off pit road. 4 cars on the lead lap. Any other takers going down pit road to try to get damaged? No, there is not. Right now it's going to be Dale Robertson leading. He's going to have the 1 of Craig Hawkins on the outside. See where James O'Brien and Paul D. Johnson are going to end up lining up here. Is the lights are off on the pace car. We are back 1 to green. We are going to go green flag racing with 3 laps to go here. Is James O'Brien making his way up here into the field. He is going to be starting behind the 3 of Dale Robertson, the 1 of Craig Hawkins starting on the outside. Paul D. Johnson making his way around the field here. I don't know if he is. I think he's going to have to start behind all the lap cars. So unfortunately, he's got some work in front of him here, because I don't think they're going to let him to get up front here. Well, he is starting to work his way around the lap cars as they are coming down the backstretch. He's going to line up here behind the 61 machine, so he is going to have a lot of lap traffic he's going to have to work through here. Looks like he is going to be starting here right behind the 1 of Craig Hawkins as they come out of turn number 4, getting ready to go green flag racing. The lights are on the pace car. They're going to extend it 1 more lap here. So we're going to go around. We are only going to have 2 laps to go when we take the green flag. So after we go green flag racing, the next flag is going to end the race. Dale Robertson on the inside. Craig Hawkins on the outside. Row 2. James O'Brien, Paul D. Johnson. These 4 on the lead lap. So these 4 will be fighting for the win here at Daytona. Back 1 to green, 3 to go. Drop of the green flag. It'll be 2 laps to go. Just 2 laps. 5 miles here around Daytona. Here we go, coming out of turn number 2, long back stretch here, keeping it pace speed. Getting ready to go green flag racing, 2 lap shootout here for the finish. Pace car bringing them into turn 3, getting ready to go green flag racing. Final time here tonight. Next flag is going to end the race after we take the green flag here at Daytona. 2 lap shootout. Who is going to win it? Who wants it? Is it going to be Dale Robertson, Craig Hawkins, James O'Brien, or Paul D. Johnson? Pace car is off. Getting ready to go green flag racing. Dale Robertson wastes no time. Jumps to start there. He gets a good run. Here comes the 9 of James O'Brien. But Paul D. Johnson, Craig Hawkins need to hook up. They need some help on that outside because the 60 of Colton Lane also right there with that bottom row as they are getting a good run here. Up jumps the... which car is that? I'm not sure. But he is trying to give some help to that outside lane here. Looks like it's going to be the 45, Eddie Hawks. They are getting a run. Here comes Paul D. Johnson to give him some help. He's starting to lose their draft. Colton Lane's starting to lose the draft of that front 4. Eddie Hawks goes around. Craig Hawkins involved. Paul D. Johnson involved. Yellow flag is out. As we pull up the Dre Broadcasting Instant Replay here, let's take a look on the 45 of Eddie Hawks. See if we can see what happened there. That is going to end the race there as they are getting the white flag here. So, coming across the 1 is pushing Craig Hawkins. Oh, a bad push in the turn. He comes up. Paul D. Johnson gets involved there. Unfortunate. Oh, how's this going to score? Oh, let's take a look here. Right now we are being led by Dale Robertson 1 to go. White flag is out. We are under caution. James O'Brien is going to come out in second. Craig Hawkins is going to be awarded third position if that motor can last. Paulie Johnson sitting right there just in case, but we're going to watch here Dale Robertson taking the win here tonight. We are going to keep an eye here on Craig Hawkins, though. See, I think he should be able to make it here, as that car is smoking very heavily. As long as he can make it across the start-finish line. But Dale Robertson is going to come away with the win of the first race of the season. James O'Brien in second, Craig Hawkins third. And once they cross the start-finish line, we're going to get a talk in with our top 3 finishers here tonight. Dale Robertson winning the first race of the season. Good way to start your season there, Dale. Congratulations. We're going to let you do your victory lap here, and we're going to pull you up and talk to you. We're also going to get a word in with James O'Brien, Craig Hawkins, and Paulie Johnson. Sorry, ladies, experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties there, but we are watching the 3 of Dale Robertson as he comes out of turn 4. He is going to give us a smoke show. Meanwhile, I am going to pull these 3 up, and we're going to have a talk with them here in a few minutes. As we see the 3 of Dale Robertson burning it up, but we're going to get a word in with him. Dale Robertson, Dave Everly in the Dre Broadcasting booth. You got a copy there, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
So tell us, winning the first race of the season, what's going through your mind right now?
I get to be in that chase right there at the end of the season. That's what I'm thinking about right now.
Definitely. You locked yourself into the season playoff here with this win here tonight. Definitely a great run by you tonight, leading 28 laps here tonight. Did you have any strategy coming into tonight's race?
I mean, I was going to try to one-stop it if we could get there, but, I mean, we obviously didn't get there. So once it was just 4 of us left, I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to see what I can do. And luckily at the end I had Eddie there. He helped me a lot, especially at the end, pushing me there.
Well, as you said, you locked yourself into the playoffs. Are we going to see you kind of holding back the rest of the season, or are we going to see you go for multiple wins?
No, I'm winning every race this season for sure.
All right, well, most definitely. Hopefully we get to talk to you again. And before I let you go, is there anybody out there you'd like to thank?
Well, mostly Eddie, just for pushing me there for that basically final stint before that caution. So everybody else, Chris Roberts, he had got me this setup. This was the old Talladega one. He put it together, made some adjustments on it. It did pretty good today, I guess.
Well, most definitely. Well, congratulations on winning the first race of the season, locking yourself into the playoffs, and we'll see you next week at Richmond.
Thank you. See ya.
And as we get him moved down here, now we're going to have a talk with our second place finisher, the 9 of James O'Brien. James O'Brien, Dave Everly in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How have you been?
I've been doing good. Ready to get back into action as it looked like most of you were here tonight. Can you tell us a little bit about your race tonight?
Survival of the fittest. I wanted to get the pole just because that's usually one of my favorite things to do. I got second and then dropped to the back. And I'm glad I did, because that was probably one of the most brutal wrecks I've ever seen on iRacing, and it took out almost 3/4 of the field, and I made it through unscathed, so that set me up for a better finish with a lot of good cars taken out.
Yeah, most definitely. But next week we're moving on to Richmond. What kind of luck do you have at short tracks?
It depends on the track, honestly. I'm really good at Bristol. Richmond, I haven't done in a while, so I couldn't really tell you. I used to be okay there. I'll have to really dig in to get a good setup built. It seems like at Daytona, I'm always stuck in this situation where I have a good opportunity to win, but something always happens. So one day I'll get there.
Yeah, we saw you didn't have the season that you wanted last season, but you're coming off to a good start, coming out of here with a second place finish. What's your goals here for the season as far as the championship? Think you can come and take over the championship again?
Yeah, that's my goal. Last season I had a lot going on. Got hit by 2 hurricanes and all that, so it really slowed down my season, but I should have no interruptions this season, and my internet's much better, and I have a brand new computer, so I won't be getting disconnected like I was last year either. So all hands on deck here with my team, Paul and Chris Perez and Brandon Walter.
Well, most definitely we look forward to seeing you in Victory Lane, and before I let you go, is there anybody out there you'd like to thank?
Just my team for helping out, and Eddie for building a good setup, and you guys for broadcasting and being back here again.
Oh, definitely our pleasure there, James. Well, congratulations on your second place finish. We'll see you next week at Richmond.
Thanks, man.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was second place finisher James O'Brien. Now with us in the booth, third place finisher Craig Hawkins. Craig, you got a copy there, bud?
I got you.
Well, a good way to start the season with a third place finish. We've seen you kind of battle out, lose the draft, get back up front and battle. What was going through your mind them last few laps there? Did you think you had a shot at winning this?
I was hoping I would have won, but I mean, me and James made some contact, and it damaged mine and his of both the front tire, and we kind of got some damage from that, and that kind of slowed down our car a little bit. But me and John went through the pits, and we just lost, and then John got taken out, and that just ruined the change for me.
Well, still, either way, coming out with a third place finish tonight's definitely not bad, surviving the carnage that we saw in the earlier stages of the race. But next week we change, we go from a plate track to a short track. What can we expect from you next week at Richmond?
I'll be up front because I love Richmond. I have a good fast set, and I'm ready for these boys Sunday.
Definitely, it sounds like you are ready to rock. We're looking forward to seeing you in Victory Lane. Before I let you go, is there any shout outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my team, Balloon Gasket Racing. They gave me the setup on, and I made some changes. It was real loose in the beginning, so we tightened it up. And I want to give a shout out to my mom and dad for just helping me through life, and that's about it.
Well, couldn't have said it better myself there, bud. Congratulations on your third place finish. We'll see you next week at Richmond. Hope you have a good rest of your week.
You too, man. Take care.
Take care. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was an exciting finish here to the first race. We saw it all. We saw some 3 wide. More importantly, we saw the big carnage, the big junk that took out the majority of the field. That's right. We saw the big junk. It took out almost 3/4 of the field there. So, I mean, that happens. It's Daytona. But next week we change paces, and we're going to Richmond. Well, as we take a look here at our finishing order, Dale Robertson coming away with the win. James O'Brien coming out in second. Craig Hawkins finishing in third. Paulie Johnson fourth. Kyle Souza finishing fifth. Josh Mayu sixth. John LaBeouf finishing the race after leading the most laps with 31 laps, finishing in 7th. Johnny Pierce 8th. Jim Westerfield 9th. Rory Collins rounding out your top 10. Finishing in 11th is going to be Dustin Hall. Ronald McManus finishing 12th. Eric Roberts 13th. Eddie Hawks finishing in 14th. Stephen Harry 15th. David Dreckman 16th. Trevor White finishing 17th. Brandon Massey Talked to him earlier, coming out in 18th. Jeffrey Ford, 19th. Donovan McCart rounding out your top 20. Finishing 21st is going to be Brandon Walters. Zach York, 22nd. Daniel Wilborn, 23rd. Colton Lane, 24th. David Flowers, 25th. Jack Honeycutt finishing in 6th. James Howard, 27th. Stephen Walter, 28th. Finishing 29th tonight is going to be Matthew Cessna. Derek Pemberton rounding out in 30th position. Finishing 31st is going to be Steven Aguiar. Chris Perez, 32nd. Rounding out our field. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out on your Sunday night, tuning in with us, watching the Precision Racing League American iRacing Sunday Series, season number 8, here live on Dre Broadcasting Network. We are going to be off on Monday and Tuesday, and Wednesday we will be back Thursday with the Upper Edge Racing as we continue our round of 4. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time here on the Dre Broadcasting Network.